when I had finished reading my Bible of Hebrews 4:12, I just went ahead and did a video right away about the thickness and denseness of bone and how strong it is, and that the word is alive. It'll cut through joint and marrow. But then I went into my prayer time and listening to God, and I call it listening prayer because I just listen to God, and whatever he says, I write it down and just listen to what he's speaking over me. And so he was reminding me of something that I saw back, I think it was 2012-ish. We were in the war with Afghanistan, in Iraq. It was with Afghanistan and Iraq. I was working for the VA at the time, and part of my job at the VA was doing the offloading of the soldiers and military people that were coming back from Operation Enduring Iraqi Freedom. And during that time, there was a lot of videos of ISIS and the things that they were doing. So one day, I went on, I think it was Facebook or something, and I was looking, and I saw a video of it that was being passed around. And when I opened the video, it was not an edited video like I thought it was going to be. It was not something that they would show on the news. It was a full-on video of them decapitating somebody. And I had nightmares for a very long time about that. But today, God was reminding me of that. And I'm not going to say everything that he told me about it because it's graphic and I don't want to trigger anybody. But he said to me, "Do you remember that decapitation video that you saw? Their swords did not cut through evenly." He said, "But my word is like a sword that chops through a watermelon with ease and no effort." And then I saw, basically, it was like a cartoon of a watermelon like falling and a sword just going and cutting it in half, Corey watches this show sometimes called Forged in Fire, where they will make different swords and knives. And literally one of the tests on the show is they have to show how easily it cuts through things. And that's kind of what I was saying. He said, "It will cut through with ease and effort. My word never dulls. Just as iron sharpens iron. That's why these kingdom connections are so important, to uplift and strengthen each other. When your kitchen knives are dull, you run them through the sharpening stone. You need that with the kingdom connections. Be sharpened in this season." And that was something that God's been speaking over us, is just to have kingdom connections anyways. But I know there's a lot of people right now who, you've been hurt by churches, you've been hurt by things going on, and so you're not going to church, you're not having that communion and fellowship with other believers. But we need that in our lives, and Corey and I, we've been searching for a long time for connection with other believers, finding a church that we can go to that is spirit-filled, doing what the word says, and that's going to, make it where Corey can go on top of his work schedule. It's been really, really hard for us. And it's just been a hard season of trying to find that kingdom connection, and of course you're going to be hurt by things because people are human and they have flaws. They're not God. But you still have to find those kingdom connections. You've got to get in and be connected to other Christians. One of the things is, for Easter Sunday, we went to a church, and we had gone there for Good Friday. It was an amazing service, and we thought, well, we're going to go back for Easter because Corey's off the entire day, and he'll be able to listen to the entire service. So we went back, and just being in a room full of spirit-filled people, praising and worshiping God, the presence of God was so thick in that room, and there was such a sweet spirit there. Literally, at one point during worship, I was just sprawled out on the floor, bawling, and then just soaking up the Spirit of God and praying. And I think, it had to have been Corey because there was a hand on my back. But just praying over me, and you could just feel these people praying and praising God. And there was this sweet, sweet sense in the room. There's been times a lot where when I'm at home, I'll smell this like floral scent, like the Rose of Sharon kind of, or a Lily of the Valley. I was like, "Corey, do you smell that?" He'll say no, but you know, you always are smelling or sensing things that I don't. But this smell that was there in that room, it was like home is the only way I can think to describe it. But also like fresh baked cookies or bread almost. Kind of just filling that room and that atmosphere. And when we are cast down and we are having such a hard time lifting ourselves up, just being in the room with people who are praising God, inviting His Spirit in, that can get you through to a lot, and that can help usher you into the throne of God. You know, that's why we have these praise and worship leaders, is to usher in the Spirit of God to help you get into that place, to break through whatever's been pushing down and against you for the week, and to help you get to a place where you can say, okay, you know what? This Spirit of God is so strong in here. I don't want to miss out on it. That's what the praise and the worship is for. That's what the Levites are for, to usher in that presence and to get it in there and to help you get closer to the throne room too. So even if you've had church hurt, you're going through a lot, you're not able to find that body of Christ, keep praying and keep searching. Don't give up on it. Keep reaching out for it, because kingdom connections matter.